Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Friday, April 11th, 2025. A traffic stop on a car suspected of speeding through a school zone with children present led to a drug arrest. On Tuesday at around 2:15 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies say they saw a Volkswagen traveling at high speed near the intersection of Onaga Trail and Sage Avenue near Yucca Valley High School. Deputies say that the car was traveling through a school zone with children present, and they conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle. The driver was cited, and the passenger, identified as Dustin Lucer, a 34-year-old resident of Yucca Valley, was found to be on felony probation and was the subject of 2 outstanding warrants. Deputies searched the vehicle and say Lucer was found with methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. Dustin Lucer was arrested for investigation into possession of a controlled substance with 2 or more prior convictions, possession of drug paraphernalia, and outstanding warrants, and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center without bail. During a traffic stop in 29 Palms, a man was arrested for investigation into being under the influence of a controlled substance while in possession of a firearm. On Wednesday, just before 9 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for code violations near the intersection of Adobe Road and Desert Dune Drive in 29 Palms. Deputies say that the driver of the car, identified as Gordon Farmer, 66, consented to a search of the car and that they discovered a .22 caliber pistol hidden under the driver's seat. Gordon Farmer was arrested for investigation into being under the influence of a controlled substance while in possession of a firearm. He was booked into the Morongo Basin Jail and has since been released on bail. The west entrance to Joshua Tree National Park has reopened following a 4-day closure that began Monday. Park appreciator Robert Hayden has the story.
This was the first closure and reopening in the construction process of the new West Gate, which will move the entrance further inside the boundaries of the park and will be able to accommodate more cars entering and exiting. That's good news for visitors who can find themselves in bumper-to-bumper traffic if they choose to use the west entrance on a weekend. In the last decade, there have been a 194% increase in traffic through that entrance, and in 2023, over 500,000 vehicles passed through the west entrance alone, or approximately 1.2 million visitors according to the National Park Service. Public Information Officer Sasha Travaglio says that visitors can expect some new asphalt on the road and some modified traffic patterns as construction continues. The National Park Service has a page just for updates on the construction. We'll have a link for that on our website. And if you're listening to this and are thinking about heading into the National Park this weekend, try and get in as early as possible and think about using the entrance in 29 Palms, which almost never has a wait to get in. You'll be able to take the same loops and see the same features, but you may find yourself with more space on the road and more time in the park. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Yucca Valley resident and business owner Paul Chakalian announced yesterday that he has filed documents to run to represent California's 23rd congressional district, running against incumbent Jay Obernolte. Chakalian is running as a Democrat. Congressman Obernolte, a Republican who has served in Congress since 2021, bested Democratic challenger Derek Marshall in 2024. Chakalian is a Yucca Valley resident and owner of the Joshua Tree Distilling Company. There will be an in-person support group today for people in the Morongo Basin living with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers. If you are affected by the disease and want to find out about resources in our area, you are encouraged to attend the meeting at 11 a.m. at Aquafit, formerly the Center for Healthy Generations, located at 57121 Sunny Slope Drive in Yucca Valley. The Friends of the Joshua Tree Library are holding a book sale tomorrow morning at the Joshua Tree Library. You can find great books for a good price from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with all money raised going to support the Joshua Tree Library. Basin Transit is inviting the Morongo Basin community to help feed the bus during a 1-day food drive tomorrow. The bus will be parked at Walmart in Yucca Valley, and all collected items will benefit the way station's Easter outreach, which provides meals to local families in need. Basin Transit's springtime effort encourages community members to donate non-perishable food items, canned goods, and Easter meal staples. Basin Transit team members and volunteers from the way station will be on site to greet donors, help collect items, and share their gratitude. The food drive runs tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Walmart parking lot. Rainbow Stew is holding their annual Spring Art Fest tomorrow. You can meet local artists and browse art. Expect crystals and stones, handmade candles, soaps and lotions, jewelry, Easter baskets, delicious treats, and more. That's happening tomorrow, Saturday, April 12th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Rainbow Stew, located at 5550929 Palms Highway in Yucca Valley. And finally, iconic Joshua Tree artist Noah Purifoy is the subject of a lecture at the High Desert Nature Museum tomorrow. The presentation will be made by Derek Lackey, a docent at the Noah Purifoy Outdoor Desert Art Museum of Assemblage Sculptures, and he will speak about Purifoy's use of art as social commentary and the legacy of his work. Lackey will discuss Purifoy's process of using discarded material for his large-scale assemblages and highlight individual pieces from the outdoor museum. The free presentation will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the High Desert Nature Museum in Yucca Valley. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.